Так, привет всем, с вами я, Janie, и это College Russian. Again with me today is my student Ilya, and he is going to be my helper talking about aspect. I have released 2 videos on aspect more at the beginner level, and then today, because Ilya is more of an advanced student, we're going to be going into the nitty-gritty nuances of aspect at the intermediate and advanced levels. So that's what's going to be happening today. There is an accompanying worksheet to go with what Eli and I are going to be doing today in the lesson. If you would like to download that and use it for yourself, that's going to be available at collegerussian.com. And like I said, you can follow along, or you can try and do it first and then come back and watch the video with us and correct your work. So, okay, хорошо, let's get started. Real quick overview of what's going to be in the video. We're going to go through and do a review of the basics, just in case you haven't seen those first 2 videos. Also, how you would use aspect to express the past and the future, because they end up having a slightly different meaning when you talk about the past and the future. And then also aspect and negation. Negating, when you negate things in Russian, weird things happen. You get genitive case, you get it really does weird things to the language if you put the word не in there. Also, some other very painful things that are going to hurt your brain and going to blow your mind and going to make you realize why aspect is actually the most frustrating part of the Russian language. The cases, they were nothing. They were the tip of the iceberg. And I know, I'm sorry to break the news to you. But yeah, because it's like, especially if you're doing translation or anything like that, oh geez, knowing which aspect to use, it's brutal. So, okay, хорошо, let's get started. Наша разговорная разминка. Опиши твой типичный день. And real quick, a lot of people like to, correct his mistakes at this part. Just to let you know, there's a concept in second language acquisition called fluency versus accuracy. And when we do these warm-ups, we care about fluency. We're not going to nitpick his mistakes in this context, because hopefully by the end of the lesson, he will have realized his mistakes. And when he goes back and watches this video, he will know what he did wrong. So you're more than welcome to correct his mistakes in the comments below, but just know I'm doing this on purpose. I'm keeping my mouth shut on purpose. We're trying to get him fluent and just talking and get him warmed up in Russian. So, хорошо. Илья, опиши твой типичный день. Что ты делаешь каждый день?
Обычно я встаю рано, потому что мне 4 детей, то есть очень... Они встают очень рано. На самом деле, сегодня мой сын встал в 5 часов утром. То есть это бывает обычно. Еще мы готовим еду, конечно, завтрак. После этого я thinking of verbs of motion here. Я пойду на работу.
Okay.
Езжу на работу.
We'll get to our verbs of motion lesson soon. You obviously need it. So.
Yes.
Давай потом пройдем. Потом пройдем.
Наверное, после этого я готовлю урок для учеников. И тогда мы начинаем урок после этого. И после работы я приду домой и что это? Наверное, я с семьей едим. И бывает, после этого, наверное, у нас есть такая вечеринка или, мои сыны, они сейчас играют в спорт, то есть, наверное, есть игра после ужина или, что-то мы сделаем как семья вместе. То есть, это мой обычный день.
И во сколько ты приходишь домой после работы?
Наверное, бывает до 5.
Так,
то есть,
это хорошо.
Да.
И жена приходит в то же самое время или раньше?
Раньше. Она сейчас работает утром. То есть, она дома рядом с 10.
Рядом с 10? Рядом?
С 10.
Как же? Рядом, next to,
I was
около
thinking
10. Около.
около 10.
Хорошо.
Около 10.
Так, окей, очень хорошо. И когда вы с женой, во-первых, во сколько вы обычно укладываете детей спать? Во сколько?
8 вечера.
Всех детей сразу? Ну, как все вместе вы укладываете всех детей в 8?
Мы стараемся
Мгм.
всех детей вместе в
Так,
8 утра, да.
так, очень хорошо. И во сколько вы уложили детей в День Благодарения? Мне интересно. Это был, наверное, долгий день?
Мгм. На самом деле мы встали в 7 вечера, но это не так
А,
получилось. А,
вы хотели
Да,
уложить их, да? Мгм.
да.
А во сколько вы уложили их на самом деле?
Мы ужили их, думаю, 8 или 9. Это было очень сложный день, конечно, был праздник. То есть мы были у бабушки и так далее. То есть, наверное, мы ужили их 9 часов вечера.
Так, мгм, очень хорошо. И во сколько вы с женой ложитесь спать?
Моя жена ложится рано, то есть 9 вечера, и я позднее, то есть, наверное, 11 или 12 вечера.
Так, очень хорошо. И интересно, что вы обычно делаете на выходных? Как вы проводите свои выходные?
Мы едим.
Едите?
Да.
Все? Целый день?
А, ну, я стараюсь, но не так бывает. Наверное, на самом деле, на День Благодарения я играл в баскетбол, и также я играл в американский футбол, и после этого я, конечно,
Нет,
ел.
я не говорю о Дне Благодарения. Вот почему я не
О,
поняла.
просто
А, м,
а,
Ваши выходные, вашу типичную субботу, ваше
а,
типичное воскресенье, что вы
а.
делаете? Как вы проводите время?
Я встаю рано в субботу, потому что у меня возможность играть в баскетбол. И после этого я стараюсь поговорить с Аркадием. А,
Твой русский друг, который
да,
помогает. Да,
ага,
спасибо большое, Аркадий. Вы
да, он,
молодец.
он, он такой молодец. И после
Мгм.
этого я со семьей, мы стараемся сделать что-то. Наверное, игра на улице и мы ездим в парк.
Супер, молодец.
Ам, ну что, и, конечно, если работа дома делать, да.
Мгм.
А,
Так, очень хорошо. Молодец. Там не было много проблем. Молодец. Очень хорошо. Окей, теперь, а, вот, когда мы говорим о русском глаголе, нам нужны вот такие слова, вот такая лексика. Например, что такое спряжение?
это
Как
я,
глагол
он. Мгм,
спрягается, да?
мгм.
Это conjugation,
Yeah.
conjugation, not a declension. Declension is for nouns and adjectives. Времена. Настоящее, прошедшее, будущее.
Мгм,
Вот, это настоящее время, прошедшее время и так далее. Вид,
мгм.
да, совершенный, несовершенный. So these are the Russian words. If you were in my advanced Russian class in university, all of these lessons would be happening 100% in Russian, but because I'm trying to reach a wider audience with these lessons, I do more in English. But this is the kind of thing this is how I would conduct a lesson. So,
Подожди.
например, давай сейчас определим
Ага.
спряжение этого глагола смотреть. Смотреть.
Мгм.
Как спрягается?
Смотрю,
Я смотрю, ага.
он смотрит, она
Мгм.
смотрит, они смотрят, ты смотришь,
Смотришь.
смотришь, и также он смотрит. Не, ты уже сказал это.
Ага, я
Вы
смотрю.
смотрите.
Да, вот, очень хорошо. И это он посмотрит. Это какое время? Настоящее, прошедшее или будущее? Он
Будущее.
посмотрит. Молодец. А он посмотрит. Это какой вид?
Да, совершенный.
Да, молодец. Это а, вот это спряжение он, это будущее время, и это совершенный вид. Следующий глагол. Умереть. Вот. Как спрягается.
Умру.
Ага, умру.
Умрит. Он умрит.
Умрешь.
Умрешь. Умрете.
Умрет. Мы умрем.
Умрем, и он умрет.
Умрет. Ага, очень хорошо.
Они умрут.
Умрут. Очень хорошо. Умрут. Окей. Если мы говорим, что кто-то умер, это какое время?
Это прошедшее.
Это прошедшее время. Очень хорошо. И это очень нетипичная форма спряжения прошедшего времени. Вот, он умер, и это какой вид?
Совершенный вид, думаю.
Совершенный, да, он совершил это действие. И уже конец. Все. Так, очень хорошо. So, good. So, и кто его партнер? Умереть – это совершенный вид, тогда как будет несовершенный вид?
Умереть?
Умирать.
Умирать.
Умирать. Например, почему люди сейчас умирают от ковида, например? Меньше людей сейчас умирают от ковида. Умирает. Okay, очень хорошо. So every time you look at a verb, you need to know all of these things. You need to become an expert on that verb. You need to know the conjugations for the present tense and the future perfective. You need to know how to do the present tense, you need to know how to do the past tense. And as we saw with умереть, it's not always straightforward. It's not always like super simple. Once you get into more advanced words, there's going to be some irregular past tense. And then you need to know the partnership. Okay, it's not, you're going to really struggle in the language if you only know one version of any given verb. You really need to know both versions because you got to know when to use which one and then how to use it. So this is all the different things you need to know anytime you learn a verb. So, вот у нас ключевые слова, фразы и понятия. So we're going to read some of these and you're going to tell me, does that make sense? Would that require a совершенный or a несовершенный глагол?
Okay.
Например, process, incomplete.
Несовершенный.
Несовершенный. And in fact, the word несовершенный means incomplete in Russian.
Yeah.
It just got translated into English as perfective because of the Latin, which is stupid, and nobody studies Latin anymore, so it doesn't do us any good. Okay, хорошо. Следующий. Existing context slash expectation.
Это совершенный.
Ага, да, вот поэтому you would say something like, so it would make sense for me to ask you, ты сделал домашнее задание? Because I emailed you a worksheet, ты сделал? Right?
Ну да.
Да, очень хорошо. Versus if you walk up to somebody and be like, привет, что ты сделал в День Благодарения? Like, you know what I mean? That makes it sound like, what did you accomplish? Or that you were expecting them to do something. Yeah. Никогда. Совершенный или несовершенный?
Несовершенный.
Почему?
Потому что это бывает обычно, да?
Да.
No.
It shows habit. Even if you habitually don't do something, it's still a habit. Okay?
Yeah.
Only past or future.
Совершенный.
Совершенный. Either something will get done or it got done. Okay? Фраза «всю ночь».
Это также несовершенный.
Как долго? Как долго? Если отвечать на вопрос «как долго», тогда нам нужен будет несовершенный вид. Okay? If you see an English verb that ends in an ing, you're going to need what in Russian?
Несовершенный.
Несовершенный, because it's an ongoing process. Emphasis on finishing.
Совершенный.
Совершенный. With the word буду, будешь.
Совершенный.
Нет.
Oh, несовершенный, sorry, because the budu does it for you.
Несовершенный. Yeah. Because if you just use совершенный in the future, the futureness of it is implied, right?
Yeah, that's what the budu does.
Yep. So you cannot pair буду, будешь, будем, будете with
a perfective.
Perfective. You can't. It's one of the most common mistakes I hear. Okay. Быстро.
Быстро. Совершенный. Совершенный?
Yeah. Again, you could say something like, ты говоришь быстро. That is a несовершенный.
But
But when we're talking about he did something quick. Oh,
yeah,
ты так
usually it's I
быстро.
want you to do something faster. I want you to
Yeah,
accomplish something
exactly.
fast. So
A one-time occurrence.
совершенный.
Yeah, and we're going to get into more nitty-gritty about this because it gets brutal. Oh,
Verbs of
it gets
motion.
yucky.
Yeah.
And then there's something called констатация факта, which means like just stating a fact and yucky stuff. Okay. You just want to know if somebody's ever done something. Have you ever?
That would be несовершенный.
Yes, because you're not expecting them to have finished it.
Yeah.
Okay. With words like любить and уметь.
I don't know. Yeah, люблю. Oh, несовершенный.
Yeah, because you
Yeah.
like the process of it. You like to do it habitually, right?
Yeah.
So it has to, logically, it has to get paired up with that. Okay, let's look at a few more things that this is all in the worksheet. Look at this. Interestingly, when you have been doing something for an amount of time. Look at that. So I have been studying Russian. Например, я изучаю русский язык 20 лет. Представляешь? 20 лет. Да. Вот я изучаю русский язык 20 лет. Вот. Also, a big one here is a series of actions. And this one makes sense because you really can't do all of those things all at once, right? You have to have finished one action before you start the next. Sometimes you will. Sometimes you'll have a background action that's in the imperfective and then something that interrupts that background action, and then that one gets perfective. And we'll talk about that in just a second. So, okay, хорошо. Давай сейчас просто... So we're going to practice translating these. That's the fun thing about Aspect is Google is of no help. So you can tell who are the people that know Russian because they can actually translate this stuff and they can make sense of it. Google gets very lost on this one. Okay, so прочитай, пожалуйста, эти предложения, переведи и объясни, почему здесь совершенный или почему здесь несовершенный. Окей, поехали.
Как быстро приготовить домашний хлеб? So, how fast can you make bread?
How to quickly.
How to quickly make bread?
Домашний.
Homemade bread.
Homemade bread. Молодец. Номер 2.
Если девушка не готовит и не убирает.
Да, что делать, если девушка не готовит и не убирает? Как переводится? Что делать, если...
If a girl doesn't cook or clean.
Да, очень хорошо. Тогда надо научиться готовить и убирать сам. Вот, следующий. Пушков. Я не знаю, кто это.
Пушков в Вашингтон не понял критики Путина. So, whoever that is, Pushkov, Washington, he didn't understand the critiques of Putin.
Очень хорошо. You know, he didn't understand, like, he didn't get it. He couldn't grasp it, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Номер 4.
Обама не понимает евразийских стремлений Путина. So Obama doesn't understand the Eurasian. Устремленный, I don't know that word.
That's a hard one to translate. Like efforts, or no, not efforts, but like strivings or like aspirations, maybe.
Okay, so the Eurasian aspirations of Putin.
Очень хорошо. So like in general, he just doesn't get it. Okay, номер 5.
По выходным я обычно встаю около 6 утром. So like on the weekends, I usually wake up at 6.
Да, очень
around
хорошо.
6.
А 6?
Сегодня ляжем. А завтра встанем. Today I'm lounging around, but tomorrow I'm not.
Лягу, ты ляжешь, он ляжет. Well, these ones are the verbs of position, which are very difficult. So it can't be present tense because look at встанем. What aspect is встанем?
Несовершенный.
Нет, совершенный. Я встану,
Совершенный.
ты встанешь, он встанет, мы встанем. And so what this is saying is today we're gonna sleep, or today we're gonna lay down, tomorrow we're gonna get up, kind of thing.
Okay.
So this was actually lech. Yeah, lech. Sorry, I like totally forgot. Lech is the perfective of ложиться.
Wow.
Right? So, например, мы обычно ложимся спать в 10 часов, но сегодня мы ляжем в полночь, потому что у нас вечеринка.
Wow.
Yep. Yeah. So, see how I'm saying? When you learn these verbs, you got to learn the conjugations. You got to learn which aspect is which. And yeah, sometimes the verb pairs are like not like each other. They're not straightforward. So. Yeah. Okay, следующий. So, thank goodness. Here I've put these partnerships together for you. So it's just a matter of figuring out which aspect you need. You don't have to worry too much about conjugations. Okay? Хорошо. Номер 1.
Но я прочитал «Доктор Живаго» за 4 часа. Well, actually, I don't know. It's either you read the whole book in 4 hours, or I just читал it for 4 hours.
Nope. You know why?
Why?
Because the second we get za, it's emphasizing how quickly an action was completed.
So then it'd be совершенный вид, да?
Я прочитал доктора Живаго за 4 часа. Now, versus if I take out the za,
then it'd be that you just read it. You читал.
I spent 4 hours reading it. Да, очень хорошо. Номер 2. В субботу.
В субботу я буду готовить.
Да,
весь день, because you have the budu in there.
Точно. And so how would you translate this into English? Like somebody wants to go with you somewhere, you're like, прости, не могу, я буду готовить пельмени весь день.
On Saturday, I'm going to be making pельмени all day.
I hear that ing?
Yeah.
Ing. So if you want to express, I will be blanking
budu,
with an ing, that's where you need the budu. Versus, я приготовлю, I'll make them on Saturday.
I'll make them
done on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do it right now, I'll do it on Saturday, kind of thing. Okay? Номер 3.
Детям нельзя купить сигареты до 19 лет.
So we're going to talk about this later in the thing. But if you remember, if it's forbidden, you need несовершенный.
Yeah. Because it's
нельзя
always
покупать.
Forbidden.
Покупать is our counterintuitive несовершенный, and купить is совершенный.
What? Oh,
yeah,
man.
I know. I'm sorry. I think, again, I would love for a native to tell me if I'm wrong. I think it is the only verb in the whole Russian language where it's reversed, where the
Get out of town.
I know, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Номер 4.
Марина Цветаева начала написать стихи в 12 лет. No, it'd be писать, да? She just started then at 12 years old.
Очень хорошо. And you know why? Translate this into English and see how you translate it, and it'll give you a little hint.
Marina Tsvetaeva started writing poems.
ing. I heard an ing.
Yeah, started writing poems.
So started writing poetry at 12 years. So anytime you have verbs like закончить, заканчивать, начинать, начать, they have to be paired with несовершенный вид because it doesn't make sense to pair it like when it's already, the emphasis is already on the finishing, it doesn't make sense. Okay, номер 5.
Вы когда-нибудь читали «Войну и мир»? Well, I mean, it depends on what you want to ask.
Well, we've got a когда-нибудь.
Yeah, so когда-нибудь would be like читали. Вы когда-нибудь читали.
Because if you said вы прочитали «Войну и мир», what is that going to sound like that to them?
Have you read and finished?
Was I supposed to? Crap, was I supposed to? Like,
yeah.
You were expecting me to do that?
Yeah.
Okay, очень хорошо. 6.
Обычно Вера позвонит своим... So that'd be звонит because of the обычно. And then своей маме утром, но сегодня одна поздно проснулась быстро, приняла душ.
Приняла
душ и оделась И ушла на работу. Уходила на работу. Let's say ушла на
Ушла,
работу.
правильно.
Because this is the list of perfected things that she did in order, right? Не успела маме позвонить утром. И обязательно ей позвонить после работы.
Молодец, super, молодец. So, a couple of things I want to point out real quick, and I feel like I had a little cheat sheet on this. When you see nut in a verb, it's perfective. If you see any form of nut, отдохнуть, проснуться,
What?
закинуть, привыкнуть. If you see nut, it's a perfective.
God, I did not know that.
Yep. In fact, I have a little chart down here somewhere. I just got to find it. Okay. Other thing. Успеть. What does успеть mean? Я не
Успеть.
успела. Прости, я хотела, но не успела.
I didn't like accomplish it or achieve it or
You
like,
didn't.
I didn't have time.
Yeah, you kind of didn't have time. You didn't successfully kind of do that. So it would make sense then that would get paired with perfective because you did not have time to finish that action, right? So that, if we think of like the philosophy behind it, that is why that gets paired. Here it is right here. And we'll use this again. No. Нет. Shoot. Crap. Okay. So, good. So I tried to add that special little thing and it screwed everything up. Okay, вот. Хорошо. Следующий. More little fun things here. So now if we go into past, we're going to get into some crazy, crazy stuff with past. If you want to say you used to do something in English, right? And remember, we talked about this when we did the hypotheticals that sometimes you think you need would, but you actually don't.
Yeah.
Like you're not using a hypothetical. You actually just need to use the imperfective. So anytime we would in English say, I used to always do that. I used to blah, blah, blah. Also in English, when we say I have been blanking, or I had, by that time in my mission, for example, I had been studying Russian for 1 year. And so, right, so that's where you would, к тому времени я изучал русский уже 1 год, я говорил нормально, я мог говорить с людьми на улице и так далее. So, к тому времени, by that time, I had been blanking, for example. Also, we just talked about that, the no context, have you ever? And then again, a one-time action. For example, ребенок родился, right? Like that makes sense. And we're going to get into what's called the annulled result. Oh, good Lord. It's so difficult. So also the result is emphasized. So I always want to say, несовершенный вид, imperfective is your default. Unless you want to emphasize
the result of something happening.
Yeah. That the result is still in effect, etc. Okay, вот. Теперь практика. Вот. Перевод. Okay, and I'm going to write your mistakes down here in the box. Or hopefully you haven't been making mistakes, so geez.
Well, why did you have to say that? Am I emphasizing the fact that I finished the cow's tongue?
Okay. So, this is what is not on the chart that I forgot to talk. This is called констатация факта. Okay, statement of fact. If you use perfective, you are emphasizing that you finished it. If you have no context, so again, right here, no context, you're being like, yeah, I've done that. You're not emphasizing, yeah, I finished that. Yeah, I accomplished that. Nope, you're just being like, yeah, I've done that. So this is called констатация факта, and it means statement of fact, and you're going to use imperfective. Okay?
Okay. So, я ел языку корова.
Да, вот. Язык. Oh, it has a different word. But yeah, я ел язык коровы. Вот, например. Я ел язык коровы. Versus, what would you be emphasizing if you said я съел язык коровы?
That it was like an accomplishment?
I ate it up and there's none left. Yum, yum, yum. Kind of thing.
Yeah, but like по всему миру, like you ate up all the cow's tongue in the world? like you know what I mean?
No, but just meaning like your mom was telling you to eat it and you ate it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there was an expectation.
You're just saying, like,
there was an
have
expectation.
Have I ever? Have you ever tried? Yeah, I've tried it.
Yeah. Okay, хорошо. Номер 2.
John read Anna Karenina. John Прочитал Анна Karenina через 2 дня.
Nope, that would mean that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
За
За
2 дня.
2 дня. За 2 дня. Очень хорошо. Номер 3. Today,
Nice.
Grandpa only took 1 pill.
Сегодня бабушка,
Дедушка.
дедушка, that's what I meant to say, только принимал 1 таблетку. Принимал?
He
No.
was taking, he used to always take.
За принимал?
Нет. Принял.
Принял. Oh my goodness. So
Принял.
понимать, принять, no.
Принимать, принять.
Принять. So the nut is always perfective. Is the nyat always perfective too?
It depends on the verb.
Okay.
Okay, следующий.
Okay. We were used to make dinner on Sundays and order pizza every Friday. Когда мы были молодыми, мы готовили ужин по воскресеньям.
Так.
И заплатил пиццу каждую.
Nope, that's perfective 1. And second, it's the wrong verb.
Order.
So the pairing is заказать, заказывать.
So it'd be заказать. И заказали пиццу каждую пятницу.
Okay, let me get this little thing uploaded because
No.
we have an infix. And an infix means
Infix.
imperfective. Infix, something that goes on the inside of the word. So if we have заказать and заказывать, then заказывать is our imperfective. And since we always used to do it,
заказывали пиццу каждую пятницу.
Очень хорошо. Вот.
So if there's ever an inset like that, then it's always the imperfective?
Yeah, those infixes,
What
iva,
the heck?
iva, va, they're imperfective.
Man, good to know. Okay, keep going.
Okay.
We were listening to the radio when Mark called. Oh boy, he told us about news. Okay, so мы слышали.
That's here.
Слушали. So мы слушали радио, когда Марк позвонил, because that would be perfective. И сказал нам, because that's also imperfective. Sorry, that's also perfective. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Сказал нам и плохая новости.
Плохие новости. Очень хорошо. So мы слушали радио. So we're getting an imperfective because we have an ing in English, and it was the background. It was the thing that was ongoing when these 2 incidents happened.
Yes.
Да, очень хорошо. And Mark didn't always used to call. Nope, he called. He told us the bad news. We got a series of actions. It's a one-time action. Okay, очень хорошо. Номер 6.
Yeah. I've lived in Utah for 10 years.
So don't be deceived by the fact that lived is in past tense in English. It's not going to be in Russian.
Yeah, so it's like, я живу в Юте 10 лет.
10 лет. Очень хорошо. 10 лет. So real quick, I want to say something about the one-time action. Even if you've only had cow tongue once, nobody really cares about the result. You're just saying you've done it, right? So that's where we get back to the constatatia facta, the statement of fact, and you would still use imperfective because, again, we're not emphasizing like you ate the cow tongue and now you're full. We're not emphasizing like somebody told me to eat the cow tongue and I ate it. You know what I mean? So the one-time action, we have to sometimes be careful with that because you can have one-time actions that you only ever did or that you would still use imperfective for because there's no context. You're just telling people you've done that in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we need to do on these ones is to identify the partner. Identify like, what am I providing you? Am I providing you with the imperfective or the perfective? Then who is its partner? And then how would we fill in the blank in this sentence?
Okay, so смотрит, посмотрит. So it's не в совершении смотрит, and совершении посмотрит, да? Я быстро, and then it's смотрю этот клип.
Got a series of actions.
Wait, are these all connected?
Yeah, я быстро. What would make sense? How would we fill in this blank? Do we need a perfective or an imperfective here? So you got to read the whole sentence to figure out. Because you're gonna fill in the blank with a version of to watch.
Yeah, but is it past tense? Я быстро посмотрел этот клип.
Because look at закрою. Закрою
Закрою.
isn't past tense.
Oh, so я быстро посмотрю этот клип и закрою YouTube?
Да, YouTube. Все, очень хорошо. Я быстро посмотрю этот клип и закрою YouTube. И потом я буду заниматься важными делами, например. Окей, номер 2.
Делать, сделать, совершенный вид, and then 10 вещей, которые мы каждый день делаем. Неправильно.
Очень хорошо. Номер 3.
Писать, написать.
Угу.
Джон Роллинг скоро... I'm assuming скоро будет, да? So скоро будет?
You can. That's what's so annoying about this is it could be. It would just be translated differently.
No, but just, yeah, she скоро написать новую книгу.
Напишет.
Напишет, да,
напишет.
Напишет.
Так, помогать.
Помогать. Помогать? I don't know the совершенный for that. Помогать?
You do know. You heard it all the time when you were in Russia. Помочь. Да, вот. Помочь, you know, like, вам помочь? Somebody's struggling with something, and you say, вам помочь? Так, очень хорошо.
Если тебе появится проблема, позвони Максиму, он тебе помочь. He will help you.
I mean, you got to conjugate it.
Он тебе I don't know.
Поможет.
Он поможет?
Поможет. Он поможет.
No way.
Да, очень хорошо. Я помогу. Да, я помогу. Дайте я помогу. Let me help you. Да, я помогу, ты поможешь, он поможет, мы поможем. This is why you gotta also know verb conjugations, because aspect doesn't do you any good if you don't know how to conjugate the verbs.
Straight up.
Okay? Очень хорошо.
Hot dog.
Да. Привыкать.
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 Oh, it's привыкнуть?
Молодец, привыкнуть. And what did I tell you about нуть? Verbs.
It's always the совершенный.
Это всегда совершенный. Okay?
Yep. В Италии чай заваривают только тогда, когда заболели. Но я уже привыкал пить. No, that's not past tense. Я уже...
Yeah, if you have a word уже...
Then it's like I'm already doing it.
Yeah, so and now there's a result of that action.
So it's привыкаю пить.
What's the past tense of привыкнуть? It's irregular.
Привык.
Молодец! Очень хорошо. I know all of this is in there somewhere. We just gotta dust it off.
Dude, there's so many gaps in my knowledge.
Так, очень хорошо.
Пить чай часто так что даже дома пью чай.
Да, молодец. Следующий слайд.
Стать and встать, да? Нет.
Нет. To become. This one is quite different.
Oh.
Okay, so стать. Is it совершенный или несовершенный?
That is совершенный.
Да, молодец. Очень хорошо. And the несовершенный is становиться.
Fun. Становиться.
Становится сейчас становится холоднее, и я очень не рада. Да.
Okay.
Вот. So it's getting colder and colder, it's becoming colder and colder и так далее. Окей, предложение.
So еще один сервис, который в ближайшее время... Oh my goodness.
What is ближайшее время? That tells you what you're going to need.
So it's like in the future.
And like in the near future.
In the near future. So it's got to be совершенный. So it's,
да.
So it's стать тогда. Станет. That's the...
Станет.
Он станет.
Сервис станет. Сервис станет. Доступен. And once you go over these verb conjugations, you'll realize that встать, перестать, отстать, those all are going to conjugate the same. Я встану, ты встанешь, он встанет. Я перестану, я стану и так далее. Okay, номер 7.
Показать. And then показывать.
Да, молодец.
So the показать is the совершенный, показывать is несовершенный.
Так, очень хорошо. В Америке.
В Америке даже баскетбольные матчи семиклассниц.
Мгм.
Семиклассниц, man.
7th grade girls.
В Америке даже баскетбол матчи семиклассниц показывает.
Показывает, показывает
По
телевизору. Показывает по телевизору. Очень
Yeah.
хорошо. 8. Положить. This one's
Положить.
hard. Totally
Лежит.
different verb. Totally different verb.
Положить.
What does it mean? Положить.
To put something somewhere?
But put somewhere, something. Uh-huh.
I'm going to say лежат, isn't it? No?
Mm-mm. And лежать means to be laying somewhere.
Положить. I have no idea. What is it?
Класть.
Oh my gosh. Garbage.
Класть. And I got into a giant fight with a native Russian student in one of my classes because he was trying to tell me that the imperfective is ложить. And I was like, nope. Nope.
Положить.
Класть.
So класс is a несовершенный вид.
Ага. Вот. Очень
И
хорошо.
положил is a совершенный вид. So
Ага, вот.
в России укроп на все.
Укроп is dill. It's like that hairy kind of green.
Oh, so в России они положают.
No, because класть is the imperfective.
Yeah, so
Я
so
кладу, ты кладешь, он кладет, мы кладем, вы кладете, они кладут.
So в России кладут укроп на все.
Да, правильно. Кладут укроп на все. Так, очень хорошо. Дать.
19 ноября знаменитый американский пианист. Oh my goodness. Концерт в Краснодаре. So даст или what is it? Подарит? No, what is it?
So is that perfective or imperfective?
That is perfective, совершенный.
Очень хорошо. So the несовершенный будет?
I don't, подать?
Давать. Remember I told you if there's a va inserted or a av inserted, iv inserted. It's imperfective. Давать. Давай. Да, вот.
Давать.
So он даст концерт в Краснодаре. But what if like we're announcing that this is going to be happening? This is called the implied future. So we could say that in English, right? He is giving a concert in Krasnodar. So if we wanted to put this into present tense, how could we do it? Because we could.
Дает. What is it?
Дает.
Очень
хорошо. Okay. 10. Брать. Again, this one's a tricky one because its partner is totally different.
Брат, meaning to take something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, no idea. Брат and
взять.
Находясь в состоянии алкогольного опьянения, он So this would be like perfective. This has to be совершенный. So
we have a series of events. It was a one-time thing.
Брат is совершенный вид. So он...
No, брат is несовершенный вид.
And then what was the other word again?
Взять.
Он взял оружие и начал. How would you say он взяет?
Взял, because we're doing past tense.
But what if it wasn't past tense?
Okay, I was actually going to go over that. So let's conjugate. Взять, я возьму, ты возьмешь, он возьмет, мы возьмем, вы возьмем. And then the command form, which you probably heard a bunch, is возьми, возьмите.
Возьмите, yeah.
That's that one.
Yeah.
Okay, хорошо. Okay, so now we're getting into the tricky stuff, right?
That wasn't the tricky stuff. Oh, okay.
No, that's like first year Russian. Okay, not that, I mean, like that's just, some brutal stuff in there. Okay, so tricky thing here is past tense with negation. Yeah, this is, even native Russian speakers are not aware that they do this. We're going to use imperfective if they had no intention of doing that verb whatsoever. Okay, perfective if they intended to, but something made it so they weren't able to complete it.
Hot dog. What is this?
This is brutal. This is brutal. Okay. So look at this fun little dialogue. Somebody left this as a comment on one of my videos. They were like, yeah, look at this example. So read that for me.
Ты только... Right there, is that what you're talking about? Ты только что заказала, что любишь его. Сказала, что любишь его.
Then next.
And then я такого не говорила, я не могла такое сказать.
Okay, so her friend's like, you just said that. I just heard it. You said that. And then why does she say in response, я такого не говорила, and not я не сказала?
Oh, because she had no intention to say that.
Точно.
Oh my gosh.
Точно. Natives do not even realize they're doing this. Isn't this mind-blowing? They don't even realize they don't even stop and think, did I intend? Nope, they just know how to do it. So the reason she said, я такого не говорила, is mean like, I would never say something, like I don't even think that. I had no intention, right? Okay, let's look at, this is a fun little song. Ко мне на день рождения никто не приходил. It's the song of Чебурашка. So he says this, and it's actually so sad. It's the saddest little thing.
Yeah, that is super sad.
So what is he saying here?
So on my day of on my birthday, no one came.
Yeah, did they intend to come? Maybe there was just a storm, and they couldn't make it.
They literally had no intention.
They had no intention. That is the saddest thing.
Is it приходить and прийти, да? So
yeah, прийти, приходить. And we will go over this after we do verbs of motion. And then we're going to do prefixed verbs of motion, which then become perfective and imperfective. So we'll get there. That's our whole pattern, or our plan. So that's sad. Nobody came to his birthday because they didn't even have the intention. Versus, look at right here. For example, что делать, если билет не пришел на почту?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do if you never got the invitation, right? If the invitation.
Well, a ticket.
Or the ticket
didn't come by mail. You ordered something that was supposed to come in the mail. Something made it impossible for it to, right?
So it had the intention, the пришел.
Right. You ordered it. It was supposed to come, but something blocked it.
Yeah.
Right? See what I'm saying? So
yeah. Hot dog.
I know, right? It is brutal. Okay. So down here, okay, this is not the correct title for that. Okay. Another one. Imperfective can mean trying to do something, right? And then once you use the perfective when you successfully finished it, right? Which is that's a very perfective usage.
Yeah, this makes a little more sense to me. That makes a little more sense.
Again, how would you translate this sentence?
So
read it for me and then translate it.
Строили, и наконец построил. So I'm trying, and finally succeeded. Right?
Building, we were trying to build it, and finally
we built it.
Right?
Строили, и наконец.
And I guarantee if you put that into Google Translate, it would say, we built, and finally built. It would not make any sense.
Строили, и наконец построили.
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 Да, очень хорошо. Okay. What? How about this one? Trying versus success. Read these and translate them for me.
Он долго привыкал к сибирскому климату. So he, for a long time, привыкал. What is привыкать?
It's the imperfective of привыкнуть.
Which would be?
To get used to.
Oh, so he for a long time, he got used to the Siberian climate.
He was trying to.
He was trying.
Никак не мог.
He was trying to get... This is the story of my life right here.
Yeah. Yep.
Они с большим трудом решают этот вопрос.
Интересно. So how would you translate this into English so it sounds good? Because Google would not do it. It would be like, with great difficulty.
So yeah, with great difficulty, they...
In English, we would insert, if I were the translator of this, I would insert the word trying.
So yeah, with great difficulty, they were trying to just...
To solve this question. Solve this problem.
Yeah. This question.
Mm-hmm. See, isn't that crazy? That sometimes if you want to be a good translator, you actually have to insert the trying part in there. Вот. Okay, следующий. How about this one? Сдавать is какой вид?
That is несовершенный вид.
Да. А сдать?
Совершенный.
Mm-hmm.
To jest Eli.
And you're going to use the same verb for both of these.
What?
You can use the same verb for both of these.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying.
And they translate differently in English. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Hold on. So Eli is doing a test, which means he's
giving, I don't know how to explain it, but like he's taking a test. He's taking a test.
So it wouldn't be sdavat, right?
It is. Он сдаёт экзамен.
Eli сдаёт экзамен.
He's taking his test right now. And then you come out and you're like, ура, я
Сдал.
сдал экзамен. I passed it.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you said it was the same vid. And I was like, how on earth is that the same vid? That makes so much more sense. Eli сдал экзамен, да?
Да.
That was a good
Okay, more nuances. Можно или нельзя plus несовершенный means something's not allowed. Versus with perfective, it means it's not possible. Например, read these sentences for me.
Можно проходить в office. So that's mean like, can I go into your office?
May I go
into your office?
Можно проходить в офис.
Нельзя пройти в офис. Дверь заперта. То есть, meaning like, you literally cannot go into the office because the door is broken.
Yeah. So you could be like, да, можно проходить, но нельзя пройти сейчас, потому что...
What?
Yeah. Insane, right?
Man, knowing this would have made so much more sense.
All the times you like thought something was just forbidden or
yeah.
Okay. So now you try it. You can't call him while he's at work. He doesn't like to get distracted. Versus you can't call him. He lost his phone.
All right, let's see if I get it.
We're going to use можно, нельзя, etc.
Yeah, so нельзя звонить ему на работе, потому что ему нравится
отвлекаться. Он не хочет отвлекаться.
Он не хочет отвлекаться. But you can't call him. He lost his phone. Нельзя позвонить.
Да.
Он, как, lost. Он потерял, да, свой сотовый телефон.
Да, очень хорошо. Да. Мобильник, трубку.
Мобильник, да.
Вот, очень хорошо. Or you could say невозможно.
Невозможно, да.
But if you're doing невозможно, you need to pair it with a perfective because you cannot successfully do that.
Невозможно позвонить ему.
Да, представляешь? Okay, следующий. Okay, this is the ultimate brain pain. Are you ready? Okay, yeah. So I did an experiment one time with my Russian-speaking friend. I said this sentence to him, and I asked him. So I said, ребенок просыпался. Okay, просыпаться is несовершенный вид, проснуться is совершенный вид. So I said, okay, Рома, ребенок просыпался. Что делает сейчас ребенок?
He is sleeping?
Он спит. Okay? Yeah. Because an action was done and then undone. If you, as you can see here, the imperfection or imperfective can be used if an action was done and then undone. And then perfective if the result of the action is still in effect. Okay? Теперь твоя очередь. Так. Он открывал окно.
Okay.
Окно закрыто или открыто?
It was closed, now it's opened again because it's imperfective. Is открывать imperfective?
Нет. Он открывал и вот. So, теперь окно закрыто.
Actually,
it's horrible, but like their brain, the Russian brain is automatically processing all of this information without having to think about it. It's so painful.
So, открывать is несовершенный вид, да?
Да.
И открыть is...
Yep. So he opened it, but then it got reversed.
So сейчас окно закрыт.
Okay. Real quick though, I want to point out the 5 million ways you could actually translate this sentence. Он открывал окно. He always used to open the window. Он открывал окно. He's opened a window in his life. Yep. He's opened a window once at some point in his life.
He knows how to do it.
Он открывал окно. He was trying to open the window. Да?
Oh my gosh.
Он открывал окно. Maybe it took him a really long time to open the window. And he was like, it was taking him forever.
Открывал окно, да.
Он открывал окно. He opened the window and now it's shut again. Isn't that insane? all the different ways, and you have to look at the context and know which one is
Yeah,
which one is
how do they
implied.
effectively communicate with each other? That's
I
what
know.
wanna know.
How does anybody get anything done?
Seriously, though.
Okay, хорошо. Okay, another experiment, маленький эксперимент. Саша пришел. Где Саша?
Здесь, он здесь.
Здесь, молодец. Саша приходил. Где Саша?
Не знаю, он уже
Его
ушел.
нету, да, правильно, его нету. So you can see that here. And we'll especially do it when we get into the prefixed verbs of motion. Вот, окей, идиомы.
Thank goodness.
Да, надо расслабиться немножко, потому что это был большой стресс. Окей, вот, первая идиома. Кто изобретает, то и приобретает.
Изобретает. Что значит?
I'll show you the partnership. Вот. Изобретает means to invent. Изобретать. Изобрести. Same thing. Приобретать. Приобрести.
What does that word mean? Приобретят.
To acquire. So we've got invent and acquire.
So whoever invented.
The person who invents, we're getting несовершенный вид.
So
the person who regularly does this.
So the person who invents is the person who acquires?
Yeah. So hey, if you want to have a lot of stuff in your life, be inventive.
Okay.
Right? Okay.
Кто изобретает, тот и приобретает.
Да.
Хорошо.
Okay. Зарубить на носу. This was one my friend Kostya gave me in my idioms video. You should watch it. It's hilarious. I gave him English idioms. He gave me Russian idioms. And this one is hilarious.
Зарубить на носу. So is that like right on the nose?
Well, зарубить means to chop or to like carve.
So like carve the nose.
Carve something on your nose.
You carved on the nose. Does that mean like точно? Like
no. It means to like don't forget. Заруби себе на носу. Like keep this in mind. Remember this.
Oh, so
I'm about to tell you something.
Like carve it on your
Yeah,
thing.
and you should go to that video and read the comments down below about the origins of it. It's actually a super interesting origins from like culture from like 1,000 years ago.
Okay, so
it's
like,
super interesting.
Write it on your hand, but like carve it on your nose.
Очень хорошо.
Заруби на носу.
Wow. Okay, что посеешь, то и пожнешь. We have a good one. We have a good English equivalent of this one.
Что посеешь?
But real quick, which aspect does this look like?
I don't even know those verbs. What are those verbs?
I don't actually know пожнешь. I do not know the infinitive of it. I've never seen it anywhere else other than this way.
Is it посеять?
Посеять means to sow seeds.
Oh, so you reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. So it's literally what you sow is what you'll harvest or like what you'll get.
Что посеешь?
You reap what you sow.
И пожнешь. Wow.
Yep, and
cool.
that one's perfective. I like that one because if you do this thing, you'll get this result kind of thing. Okay, вот, это очень хорошая фраза. Взять себя в руки. So взять is which вид? Какой вид?
Совершенный.
Совершенный, to take.
Yep. And that would be take yourself by the hand?
Take yourself in hands.
We
have a concept of it in English.
I'm
Ну, например, человек просто сходит с ума. Он как кричит, он плачет. И мы говорим, ну возьми себе в руки, блин.
Oh, like get yourself together?
Get yourself together. Get a hold of yourself, right?
Okay,
like,
взять себя в руки.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. I am over that. Взять себя в руки.
Так, очень хорошо. Окей, закинуть удочку. Что такое закинуть? Закинуть is, we have покинуть. It kind of means to throw. And a za is kind of, it's this motion. Whoop, wait, whoop. When we put a za on something, it can kind of mean a curling or like a behind.
So, throw behind you удочка?
Удочка is like a fishing rod. You know what I mean?
No, but now I do.
Yeah, закинуть удочку. If somebody says that, ну, тебе надо просто закинуть удочку.
Oh, like fish behind you, like throw it away or something? Like put it behind you? No?
Да, например, я не знаю, например, какие университеты захотят меня в качестве как аспирант, например, но мне надо просто закинуть удочку и узнать, какие возможности есть в разных университетах.
So to find out, or like to
To
turn
find
around,
out,
to find out,
put out feelers.
Okay. All right.
To put out feelers. So it's like, to cast a fishing rod. Like, okay, let's just throw it in there and see if
Let's just
anybody
see what we
bites.
get.
Yeah, let's just throw it out there and see if
Закинуть
anybody bites.
удочку.
And then,
Удочку?
so, удочку.
Удочку.
And then the закинуть is perfective. The imperfective of it is закидывать. And there's a lot of those kinds of verbs with throwing. Покинуть, покидать, those kinds of ones that are good to memorize. So, вот. Okay, хорошо. Это все. Молодец. You did a lot better than most return missionaries do. I'm just letting you know, most return missionaries come home completely oblivious to verbal aspect. And that's because you can survive in Russian.
Yeah.
Even when you make mistakes, people will
Buddhas.
still understand you. Yeah, people will still understand you. They know what you're saying, but you just never realized that you were maybe like confusing the meaning of things
100%,
because you didn't know this.
Yeah, 100%. You can see it on their faces.
Yeah, like when you're like, I had no intention of helping you with that.
I had zero intention, but I guess I'll do it anyway. Oh, that's funny.
Так, окей, хорошо, это все наш сегодняшний урок. Спасибо большое, Или, и, пожалуйста, оставьте свои комментарии, какие видовые пары вас сильно сводят с ума. Это очень трудная тема в русском языке, и мне интересно, как страдают все студенты, которые изучают русский язык, потому что мы все очень сильно страдаем. Это все. Спасибо большое тебе, Илья. Увидимся на следующей неделе. Пока.
Пока.